want you to look at every level of office around you and support Democrats who actually fight, because those are the ones that can win against Republicans.
I would not be telling you the truth if I didn't tell you that within the Democratic Party, there are billionaires who have undue influence. Democrats have turned their backs on the working class of this country.
I got one more. This is important.
No, I asked you.
Okay.
No, you want to do nonsense? Do nonsense.
No.
I don't want to talk about inside development stuff. I got 32,000 people.
I was just asking you about AOC because she was out there with you. But you know, illegal immigration, it exploded under Biden, and it had been high for times under Trump as well, but it exploded under Biden, and nothing was really done until his last year in office when he was...
Yeah, should have done much better, no argument.
Guys, Sleepy Joe is not the only fossil in the Democrat Party, because you also got Bernie Sanders. This guy has looked like he has been 100 years old for like the last 12 years, and he is still out here trying to make a name for himself. Now it's supposed to be, I guess, the Young People's Coalition with the Super Old People's Coalition, because he's out here with AOC trying to stir up something. Now, obviously, AOC and Bernie Sanders are not mainstream. A lot of people on the Democrat Party side don't like either of them. I think that their popularity is very much overblown. They're trying to make some comparisons to Trump, how Bernie Sanders and AOC are like outsiders, but Trump pushed through the establishment. Sanders and AOC molded together with the establishment. They didn't push through and do their own thing. They are trying to get along with the establishment as their strategy to make things work. Donald Trump said, F all of the establishment, I'm gonna get it up in there anyway through populism. So that makes him a lot different. But Bernie Sanders apparently cannot take the heat because he is interviewing in very friendly territory with John Karl of ABC Fake News. You guys remember stupid John Karl, and he's always out here capping for Democrats. He tried to pretend as though Kamala Harris changed her positions. Y'all remember that?
She said when she ran for president that she wants to eliminate private health insurance on the job. 170 million Americans, John.
Yeah, I mean that is not her position now. She knows.
How do you know that's not her position? How do you know that's not her position?
I mean, she says she no longer supports Medicare for all.
She has not said that. She did, in fact, promise things like decriminalizing illegal immigration and taking away health insurance.
But that's his position she's clearly changed on, and she has said she has changed. Yes, she has.
No, she has not. John,
this guy is clearly friendly toward the left and Bernie Sanders, but even with that, Bernie Sanders couldn't take the heat. I don't know what the hell he would do if he went on Fox News or something, or Newsmax. Like, this guy would probably have a freaking heart attack, and that'd be the end of him. But without further ado, I want to go ahead and react to this man effectively being weak and demonstrating that he probably could not handle the position of presidency or anything close to it.
I don't.
Is there anything that you think Trump has done right?
Yeah, I mean, I think cracking down on fentanyl, making sure our borders are stronger. Look, nobody thinks that illegal immigration is appropriate. And I happen to think we need comprehensive.
If that's the case, then why did it happen? And why are there so many people on fake news CNN trying to defend it?
63%, according to the latest Fox News poll, say that they favor deporting those immigrants. So that's a pretty high number.
There is a difference between someone who came into the country illegally versus someone who overstayed their visa. That's not a crime, versus someone who has no criminal record, no criminal history. And based on my reporting, based on clearly Priscilla's reporting, there are some Venezuelan nationals whose family members, whose lawyers say that they were deported, who have no criminal record, who have no criminal history, that they legally applied for asylum or were trying to gain status, where some of them were in the middle of proceedings, and then they were deported.
These people are so desperate to spin a narrative that coming into the country illegally, we're just going to ignore that. But if you don't commit crimes after that, then it's okay. You should just stay here. No. Don't come to the country illegally. How about that? Follow the law. Don't complain about Trump not following the law when he does. And then y'all don't want to follow the law all the time.
Comprehensive immigration reform. But I don't think that it's appropriate for people to be coming across the border illegally. So we've got to work now on comprehensive immigration reform. The idea that Trump has I don't know what his latest numbers are. He wants to deport 20 million people who are in this country who are undocumented. Well, you do that, you destroy
Illegal.
the entire country. Because I got news for you, Trump's billionaire friends are not going to pick the crops in California that feed us. They're not going to work in meat packing houses. That's what undocumented people are doing.
This is the same argument they made during slavery. Like, hey, who's going to pick all our cotton if we get rid of slaves? We're going to tank the economy. The Democrats love slave labor. Let's go ahead and make this clear. And I need you guys to be sure to repeat this logic to people who just don't think of it, because this is factual. In the past, Democrats supported slavery. Now they have molded further and they're still supporting slavery. First off, slavery exists in prisons. Secondly, these illegal migrants are doing work for so cheap, in some cases not getting paid at all. Maybe they're allowed to like live somewhere or get some sort of benefit. So it's still slave labor. Yes, if American workers know about these jobs, of course they'll take them. Why the hell would they know about them if you got a bunch of illegal migrants working them? It's not even a fair thing to do from a business perspective, much less fair to the individuals doing the work, much less fair to the American citizens who cannot get the jobs because illegal migrants have them. I don't want to hear nothing about the economy. We need illegal migrants for the economy. Shut up.
So we need a variety of programs, guest worker programs, but mostly comprehensive immigration reform.
But you know, illegal immigration, it exploded under Biden, and it had been high for times under Trump as well, but it exploded under Biden, and nothing was really done until his last year in office when he was...
Yep, should have done much better, no argument.
So realistically...
Well, how come you didn't say anything sooner? Bernie Sanders didn't say anything. That's why I have no respect for Bernie Sanders. I used to be a Bernie supporter. If you go back far enough, I used to support Bernie. I said because he was authentic. Now, I don't have any respect for this man at all because he's telling the truth now after the election's over. It's like he's like, well, I'm gonna get on board. I'm gonna assimilate in order to defeat Trump. But then now that y'all stupid dumb selves lost, now all of a sudden he wants to tell the truth again. I don't like that approach. You should have told the truth from the beginning, and I think a lot more people would have respected you, including people like me. I wouldn't have supported him, but I would have at least respected him. Now he doesn't have support or respect from me.
The Republicans control the House, they've controlled the White House, they control the Senate. So what realistically can be done?
Well, for major pieces of legislation, you still need 60 votes in the Senate. And let's be clear. I mean, we have picked many of the spots that I've gone to in Wisconsin, in Iowa, in Michigan. We chose them carefully.
Yeah.
And those are because they have Republican congressmen who won by small margins. Right now, I don't know what the number is. I think if 2 or 3 Republicans out of 200 and whatever it is, 18 or whatever they got, choose not to support giving tax breaks to billionaires and cutting Medicaid and education, we can defeat this big supplemental bill, the beautiful bill that Trump wants to see passed. So right now, what we're trying to do is put pressure on those congressional districts, demand that Republican Congress people sit down and talk to their constituents and explain why they think it's a good idea to give $1 trillion in tax breaks to the 1% and cut veterans programs.
This has already been explained. Donald Trump is cutting, first off, everybody's taxes, but he said if you build product in the United States, you get a huge tax break to where you get 15%. That's your tax rate is 15%. Otherwise, it stays at 21%. He explained this ad nauseum. How many more times he got to say it? The point is to get more companies to create jobs in America and to stop doing a bunch of offshoring to places where they have even more competitive tax brackets than we do, where the workforce is cheaper. Effectively, no jobs in America. Trump wants jobs here. It's not rocket science. It's basic economics.
Cut Medicaid, cut Social Security, cut education.
You said that the passage of this bill, the continuing resolution, was a absolute failure of Democratic leadership. Who are you talking about?
Well, Schumer is the leader of the party, and it should not have happened, period. No question about it. But, you know, when we talk about Democratic leadership, we're talking about the Democratic Party in general. You know, so look, there's been nobody more critical of Chuck Schumer than I have been, and not just on this thing. But the bottom line is not just Chuck Schumer. It's not just Chuck Schumer. It is you got a Democratic Party in general that is dominated by billionaires, just as the Republican Party is.
Well, then why the hell y'all keep talking about oligarchy on the Republican side, and we don't want to take over Republican oligarchy authoritarianism? And this fool, Bernie Sanders, just admitted, clip this for later. Okay, clip this, find the original clip on ABC, whatever you got to do. So anybody asks, hey, we don't want oligarchies, Republican, blah, blah. Bernie Sanders just admitted it. Not that it's not obvious with all the freaking actors and George Soroses, and you got Oprah Winfrey and all these different people supporting the Democrats. But you also got them admitting it live on television. Let's keep going.
That is, operates under the leadership of a bunch of inside the Beltway consultants, very well paid, who are way out of touch with the 32,000 people who are here today.
Ocasio-Cortez's criticism of Schumer has been harsher, fueling speculation she'll challenge him in the Democratic primary when he is up for re-election in 3 years. For his part, Sanders doesn't want to talk about whether or not Schumer should remain the Democratic leader in the Senate. And he got irritated when I asked him about the possibility of AOC running, abruptly getting up to end the interview. Okay, you're out there with AOC today. Do you see her as a future of the progressive?
We have one of the untold stories of what's going on in current American politics, is that in the House of Representatives, you have dozens and dozens of strong, smart, disciplined, hardworking young people in the Progressive Caucus. And you know, way back when I first came to the Congress, the House, I helped form the Progressive Caucus. We had 5 people in it at that time. Now they got close to 100. So you got a whole lot of good people. Alexandria is extraordinary. I am so impressed by her work in Congress, and she inspires young people all over the country.
Would you like to see her join in the Senate?
Right now we have, as I said, just a whole lot of people in the Congress. Okay, Jonathan, thanks.
Wait, I got one more. This is important.
Well, I asked you.
Okay.
You know, you want to do nonsense, do nonsense.
No.
I don't want to talk about inside the Beltway stuff. I got 32,000 people.
I was just asking you about AOC because she was out there with you.
No, fine, but I don't want to talk about this. What was the last question?
I was just going to ask you one more question about you. I mean, that's all. I was literally your last.
What is your question?
Dude, it's melting down. What is with this guy's temp? Are these not fair questions? Are you kidding me? This dude can't handle these softball questions on friendly ABC. I can't believe these people. I can't believe how weak the Democrat Party is. Bernie, if you're watching this somehow, some way, this is not a good look because these are not tough questions. AOC honestly is looking to be one of the leaders and futures of the party. I don't think she's going to really win anything significant besides, where she's at. Like, congressional seats apparently aren't super hard to win, but presidential ones obviously are. Kamala Harris learned that the hard way, and that's obviously what she's going for. So, in Chuck Schumer's seat too, like, I don't think it's necessarily going to be easy to take him out, even with people being kind of upset with him. We're going to see, but you should be able to answer questions like this without getting triggered by it. I'm honestly kind of confused about why he's so mad about this question, because it should be assumed that you were going to get this question before you even showed up.
I mean, I want to ask you about your future. This is the biggest crowd. You said you ran for president twice. This is the biggest crowd you've ever seen. Are we going to see you run again, or what's your future?
Right now, I am very proud that the people of the state of Vermont sent me back to the Senate with 63% of the vote.
How old is Bernie?
Right now, I'm Vermont senator. That's what I do, and I'm very happy to do it. I am 83 years of age, so.
Okay, Bernie, yeah, you probably need to sit this one out when it comes to a presidential election. Like, out of all the stuff that we heard, we don't want you to be Joe Biden 2.0. Because eventually, we don't know when, but eventually it's got to start declining at some point. So let's keep going.
And I'm tired.
Okay, facts. Like, yeah, clearly, and apparently your temperament is tired because you can't handle the biggest softball, the easiest lobs. Like, this dude ain't playing baseball. He's playing softball out there with the girls, okay? And he's saying you throwing the balls too hard. This is pathetic, man. The Democrat Party is so freaking weak. I don't even know what to say about the party right now. This is impressively weak. This is astounding that, I mean, he goes out and has this rally. A lot of people showed up. I'm thinking he's going to be prepared like, yeah, it's about to be me and AOC as president, me as VP, maybe somebody else, but you can't even handle questions about AOC and Schumer in regard to leadership. These are literally the pressing questions right now. This is all anybody cares about as it relates to the Democrat Party right now is who the hell's in charge? Is it going to be Jeffries? Is it going to be AOC? Are y'all going to get ghetto with Crockett? Like, what the hell are y'all going to do? Because I can't wait to see it myself. I can't wait to roast the Democrats in these debates. Be ready for the live streams, guys. Because this channel is in its infancy. We're just getting warmed up. We about to be really cooking with Crisco in a minute. But these are just my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
Look, it's one thing to sort of energize the base. It's another thing to go directly after your party leadership. And obviously he dodged that question, tried to get up to leave.
Help me translate. Why was he so irritated at even the mention of AOC running for Senate?
Well, it's obviously a sensitive subject because he is on Chuck Schumer's leadership team. And so, you know, if he goes out there and endorses a primary challenge to Schumer, I mean, that would be a total bloodbath. But look, the bloodbath is already happening.